Okay, folks, I'm back. Sky Adams, CrossXBones.tv. It's around noon on the 31st of May. I'm heading back towards the convention center. I'm going to take you on a little walk. There's some strange stuff that was happening on the way out here, so I figure I'd just leave the camera rolling on the way back. Over here is the Sully Government Center. Has many police cars, various vehicles of other sorts. In Virginia as well as other places, but particularly around here. I grew up around this area. There are many times that folks check for speeding by having cables strung across the road. The Department of Transportation, VDOT actually, Virginia Department of Transportation, has cables set up around this area actually, and generally it's to either check for folks that are speeding or a number of cars, to judge for either capacity or street lights or the various things like that. But there's actually quite a number of cables around this area right now. There's also and I'll show it when I walk back by it. I mentioned it briefly on Carrie Faux Truth's channel, Occupy PDX Live, which is actually over at that location. Oh, that's a weird vehicle. It's a truck police vehicle. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. But there is a solar-powered surveillance camera, and I'll show that as I get closer. I'm a little bit far out here. I'm about a couple blocks away, probably about three-ish blocks away, long blocks away. But here are the police vehicles out here. There were two police motorcycles that were doing patrols and coming back to this location. There have been some unmarked vehicles. You can't see the chat right now, but I should be able to when I hit the shade here. My micro USB cable is starting to fail on me. That happens from time to time here. It's part of the reason that equipment maintenance is so important for us streamers. I'm also following some other stories in DC. I'm trying to check the validity of them before really reporting on them. But as a lot of people are aware, there have been some weird incidents involving humans biting other humans. Especially in Florida, where there was a gentleman who was found gnawing on the face of another person. A synthesized stimulant is suspected to be involved in that. But I'm also investigating other possible causes for that as well. I'll report more on that when I find out more information. But we're in Chantilly, Virginia at the moment. There's a Occupy Bilderberg protest that's occurring. There's another police motorcycle. The Occupy Bilderberg protest essentially is to protest a group of supposed wealthy individuals who meet, I believe, yearly in various locations, supposedly to discuss world politics, policy, things of that nature. If it is not so hard to believe that wealthy people and corporations are controlling or influencing politicians and police, at least in the U.S., it may not be that far of a stretch to believe that super wealthy individuals might be possibly orchestrating policy around the world. I'm not really sure without more evidence about whether or not it's valid, but I'll continue to report on it while I'm out here. I've seen enough to at least be able to entertain the possibility that it may be true. Now, a little bit earlier today, if you look at my previous video, you'll see me tromping around the forest. That's actually back behind here. Actually, this rail right here. Immediately behind it, I was walking in that area. The parking lot to this convention center facility is right across the street. This is sort of the end of that parking lot. You can't really see it from here, but this is the location. Right across from this, some sort of processing plant. I'm on Stonecroft right now, and then there's Convention Center Drive, I think it's called. And then that corner is where the convention center is, and the protest is outside the entrance, or one of the entrances. There's a police vehicle out here. There's various security guards posted around. There are no trespassing signs set up in the parking lot area. All of this you can see on my previous video, if you're so inclined. There's a police car across the street. One thing that has been happening is various vehicles that have stopped on the road in front of the convention center have been essentially chased down by unmarked police. I'm walking! It's a vehicle from Ohio. He was saying, hey, come on, I'll give you a lift back there. I don't usually take rides from individuals I don't know. And that was after a photographer in Los Angeles, actually a news reporter in Los Angeles, but he's fairly well known, I'm not going to mention his name, joked about disappearing me while I was in his vehicle. I didn't find it funny. It's actually 3 motorcycles over there now. I may stop the feed temporarily when I get up ahead a little bit and click into my Wi-Fi hotspot and see if I can get better video at that point. Again, it's very bright out here, so I may not be able to read the chat until I get into the shade. One thing that we've started dealing with as streamers recently is overheating of cell phones and whatnot, and possible problems with charging, things of that nature. But when I get back up there, I will likely restart the feed, and then things should be okay. These motorcycles, police motorcycles, look like they're patrolling again. Probably, let's see, they're either going to go straight at this light or take a left. Looks like they're going straight. So I'm going to check your chat, folks, in a second as I get into the shade. Let's see if anybody said anything. Okay. Yes, Courtney, hi. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Courtney Kiss Me is a streamer out of Roanoke, Virginia. She was in the area and she's heading back home right now. She wishes she could be here with us, but sometimes life takes us in other directions for a little bit. So this is the Stonecroft Boulevard Conference Center Drive area. If for some reason you have problems with audio, let me know. I'm dealing with some mic issues with this headset. Photographer over here. Now, many of the police vehicles, the unmarked police vehicles, were taking folks that had stopped up front here and taking them around the corner. Here again is the fence. It does not go around the entire facility. It does go around this section of the facility. And the solar-powered camera that I was telling you about earlier. Oh, here comes these two police officers on their little route. Well, solar-powered camera is right across the street here. You can see an orange base. There's a pole, and at the top of the pole there is a surveillance camera, one of those ball-shaped ones, black glass or plastic around it, so you can't really tell which direction it's pointed, but it's more or less set across the street from where the protesters are. Here we have a vehicle over here that had fences on it before. They're actually putting up black, okay, this is something I saw on the way over, is this black cloth that they're hanging from the fences, I believe to obscure view into the conference center. Peculiar, at the very least. Again, like I said, I don't know who's supposed to be or not supposed to be here. But with a no trespassing sign, oh, I'm frozen here, I might have to restart.